Excellence what we were talking about, and in the morning session, Dr. Singh has elaborated about the five key the trends which are there. One of it is supply chain resilience. I think happening across the globe in different areas. Just to put a context out of it, we have seen 2000 Y2K issues happened, and then 2009 financial crisis happened in 2019. The COVID things were there. So every decade there is a crisis happening, and in last couple of years after COVID, we are seeing a lot of issues happening, which is started with Ukraine-Russia war, and it has completely Europe has been in a bad situation as per the supply risks are there, and then we are seeing recently the war which is resulted in the Red Sea, and timeline has gone into the heavy. And that makes the life of a supply chain persons in a very difficult phase where how to plan and how to implement those things. And I think that there are various factors which are there to at least to see the risk, which through optimizing through the various risk management strategy, I could repeat it, like whether it is a supply risk, supplier risk, or whether it is a financial risk. To talk more on this subject, I have eminent panelist with me, and I'll go directly to Mayur on this topic, that how you share about the demand forecasting techniques and to how we can optimize the inventory management and stock out situation in the manufacturing processes.
So hi, good morning everyone. I think we got the starting session is an interesting one because we were talking about how do we manage our demand and supply. Now let me tell you that as it has been elaborated by our moderator, that there has been a lot of issues going around the world due to geopolitical issues, and the most impacted partner or most impacted department is the supply chain department, because we are the one who have to ensure the availability of the material at the right time, at the right place, at the right price. So, as we say that we live in a VUCA world, it's a very volatile, uncertain world, and we don't know how the things have been moving. And for us, as I represent a building material sector, whereas we have recently launched our paints business, wherein we got almost 700 plus of SKUs, and we launched it last year. So let me tell you, the journey has been a very tough for us, because when you launch and you're competing with the giants in the market, wherein people have been in the market for say 70 and 80 years, and they know all the historical trend lines, they've got all the data which is available, how the seasonality behaves. For a new entrant, it becomes a very hard nut to crack to ensure that how do you ensure that what is the demand sensitizing from the customer, what SKU will sell, what shade will sell, which pack size will sell, whether you will sell your bases, whether you will sell your whites, whether you will have your colorants going on. So now, to solve this entire piece, what we did, that when we started our operation last year in the month of April, we started with the bottoms up planning, okay? Because there are different ways of doing forecasting and demand planning. So the best way which we thought was for our new entrant was to do our bottoms up planning, wherein we were getting the demand sensitization from the feet on street, that what is the real sense of demand which is happening. For that, what we started, that when we have this bottoms up planning also, then also we were very flexible and agile in terms of our backend production also, because we didn't waited and we didn't say that whatever bottoms up has come is the fixed one. Rather, we, after getting this bottoms up and collecting into an SNOP process, we also started the SNOE process. So SNOP is something where you decide and fix your production plan and your demand plan for say a couple of months. But SNOE is a very operational thing, wherein you get the real demand sensitizing from the market, that what changes are being happening in the market, whether your whites are being selling, your shades are being selling. So we adopted that approach. Apart from that, we also started with the concept called DDMRP, which is Demand Driven Material Resource Planning. So what we did, that whatever, and we started this while we have consultant with us, and consultant Jollyville suggested that you should go along with having big warehouses, and you should go ahead with 60 days of inventory at the warehouse, because you're competing all the giants. But then, as it is said, that you have to get your experience also from. So we started with the hub and spoke model, okay? And we managed those hubs, wherein all the SKUs which were stored at the hubs, and we have spokes which were connected in such a way that overnight journey. that overnight you can replenish the material from these hubs to these spoke depots. So the hub and spoke, the DDMRP, the SNOE, the bottoms up, this was the approach in the beginning. As we speak now, and we have covered a lot of journey, especially in strong markets like UP, Rajasthan and Haryana, Punjab. Now we have been present in these markets for almost a year. So now we said that now it's time to shift gear, because the person who does not change with the time is not going to survive in this world. So what we did, we shifted our gears this year, and this year we have started working on the complete digitization of our SNOP process. Rather we said why we should call it SNOP. Rather we said from SNOP we should move the IBP, which is integrated business planning, not the SNOP thing. So now we are working on a platform called SCAI, which is Supply Chain Artificial Intelligence. That's a supply chain control tower at which we have implemented recently in our organization. And as some of the presenter was showing in the previous session, that at a click you can know what's happening. So this dashboard gives me complete you can say visibility on how the demand is moving ahead in particular geography, whether some SKU is doing good, whether some SKU is doing bad, whether we have some slow moving SKUs, some non-moving SKUs. So let me tell you that for any organization and I've seen many organizations being forwarded into paints in the last 4-5 years. But now what has happened, because I was discussing to many of the consultants for this supply chain control tower. So the main problem statement which everybody has was on aging inventory, because when you keep on producing and you don't do the demand sensing and you don't know what's happening, you end up with having a lot of aged inventory, a lot of obsolete stuff. For us, the USP is that whatever material we are producing, it's almost all fresh. Okay, so freshness has been our USP from day one, and we have been working very tight and very stringently on these issues in terms of bottoms up, demand sensing, SNOE, SNOP. And as I said, that this supply chain artificial intelligence which we are now rolling it up, that's happening in our organization, and from SNOP we are moving to IBP. That's how we have been controlling our demand.
Good. Mayur, I think you talked about the demand forecast and planning from migrating from traditional MRP to DDMRP and now to the IBP, where integrated business planning structure is being there, which is part of the SNOP process, and other processes being tackled. But those are the internal factors which is really to support the execution in the manufacturing domain. The other larger part is the external factor, I think, which is supplier and supplier relationship management, I think, which is now a prominent thing. And after crisis, we have seen that how we can make your supplier on-board processes, because every industry is a different aspect of holding supplier relationship management, where automotive has its own cluster of supplier in the vicinity, whereas the electronic manufacturing system, where the dependency is more on the import domain. And there are various chemical sector has also been there, whether they have to import the things or locally they have to procure or build in process. So Praveen, I'll come to you on this to just throw the light on how it is important for organization and a strong relation on the supplier relationship to build in to have an overall impact on the supply chain aspects.
Good morning, everyone. I am from Jindal Stainless, heading supply chain, logistics mainly. So we are the largest stainless steel producer in the country and fifth globally. So being the sole supplier of the most of the Indian OEMs, when it comes to stainless steel, it becomes our responsibility to keep our supply chain vigilant enough, because any shortage from our side will become a loss to them in terms of productivity, in terms of customer service from their end. So when it comes to supplier relationship, we have started moving onto the digitalization platforms. I'll give you one example where we are bringing the raw material, ferrochrome, scrap, a lot of major raw materials are there, and we have started making dashboards when starting from the supplier end who are at Dubai, who are at Singapore, at USA, at UK market. In transit material, we can see on the dashboard the material at the supplier where we have made the purchase order, the material at port, the material at last leg from port to our plant, and the inventory at our plant. So the supplier and we are on the same portal, and we can see throughout the chain whatever is the condition of the inventory at critical points, and that when it comes to the relationship, that builds a trust, that gives the supplier a point to react, that what is the keynote, where exactly the inventory is stuck, and where the focus has to be in a particular time. Like at port, when if the stuck material is above a certain level, which is defined on the digitalized platform, then that gives us as a raw material consumer and the supplier a comfort that yes, now we know where exactly to focus. And I personally suggest that we have to have dashboards of the key deliverables with supplier in terms of the TAT from the supply point to the plant. And when it comes to us to serve our customer, in a similar fashion, we have identified the running SKUs where we have past trends, being a sole supplier to them from last 30-40 years. We know what are the trends, what are the consumption behaviors in a certain period in a year. So accordingly, that tool is defined, and we are pushing our supplies in the peak season, and in the lean period we keep our stocks according to the requirement. So digitalization is one part, and another is this helps not only us to serve them in a better way. This helps us to reduce the cost, because the point is how you use your capital at present, how you churn your capital at present, because doing a business with same capital twice or thrice will give you a different level of profits, the margins.
Good. I think you spoke about the vendors with like OTs and other factors and like clear dashboards for there, and there are various other things also is very important to keep key account or key supplier relationship management is how to de-risk the entire process is right from the onboarding till the continuity of the business. Coming to the next aspect of how the process and to keep the manufacturing going, how a supply chain, the strategy is there to minimize the cost and improve the efficiency. Praveen, I'll come to you on throw some light on this.
Good morning, everyone. Praveen, I said myself Praveen Agay from DS Group. Basically, I am looking after the plant operation for FMCG product, malt freshener. So, just I will give one example. During COVID time, we have faced manpower shortage issue, and during that time, what happened when the vehicle are coming for the dispatches, that vehicle are holding. Why holding these vehicles are? Because the manpower shortage, due to shortage of manpower, the plant operation was get delayed. Many factors like we have not done the production on time, and also facing the some error or wastages, we can say, that batch coding, printing mistake, shortage of manpower. So during that time, we have introduced some automation, artificial intelligence kind of things during that time, like that batch coding. During batch coding, that we are printing many things like manufacturing date, MRP, batch code, these kind of things, and that process was doing on the manual process. So manual process, we have the AI scanning system we have introduced in all the lines, and when this AI scanning we have introduced, then we found that the way many rejection it come. During rejection, that we have find out why it is rejection coming, and we have corrected through this AI scanning system. The benefit I got when the vehicle taking the material, that all material are getting good condition, and the rejection from market, the vehicle got returned, that has been completely stopped, and also the production has been increased due to this reason. And also we have the AI scanning system, we have also started in the machine also, that we are using Sanco machine, And in the Sanco machine, we have introduced dashboard on the panel, and in the panel they are exactly saying if any breakdown happening and what the exact reason is behind this breakdown, like it is electrical fault in a particular area, like it is mechanical fault in particular area, exact this root cause they are providing the information. And though previously for one breakdown it is taking 1 hour to correct, but now it is taking only 5 minutes to rectify the issue. So these kind of things we have introduced through automation AI scanning system, and we have improved our productivity, and we have also reduced the cost, because when we have introduced AI scanning system, all the lines we have in the packing line in one unit we have reduced 20 manpower each shift. It means 60 manpower in a day for a plant. So it's a huge saving also occurred, and the vehicle which that got delayed to reach the destination, that also fulfilled. So these kind of things we have introduced in the plant operation.
Good. I think the other part also to covered in the manufacturing domain itself, on the whole supply chain, how the lean management, the process can be implemented within supply chain. Giving one example that one of the industry which I represented earlier was, we had a process like we have worked on the logistics network for across the globe, and on the VMS process we were able to not only enhance the process of availability of material to the end customer, but also work upon to have a saving close to $2 million per year. So those type of visibility comes in when your entire process mapping is done, and supply chain has become like one of the hard center where it caters from 60 to 80% of your working capital, and it become a right hand left hand type of process where we have manufacturing support process and other hand customer commitment and customer accomplishment. Just as we have some time, so any one of you can take that, what the digital process being implemented at your place to enhance the capability of supply chain processes into the manufacturing. Anyone can take it.
To enhance the efficiency of the supply chain, we have implemented TMS, a module from SAP Transportation Management System. It is integrated with yard management system, and being big exporter, we are also automating our first leg where we are calling containers from ICD and handing over the port at Mundra. So I'll just touch upon the key features of these initiatives. Like through TMS, prior to the TMS, our entire planning of logistics when it comes to place vehicles for the finished goods, to track the vehicles in transit till customer, and the key deliverables like safe delivery of the materials. All these things were done on the Excels, on emails. Now after implementing the TMS, starting from the indenting, contracting, execution of the contract like operations, the key deliverables, vendor performance management against the key deliverables like vehicle placement, TAT, in transit TAT, again I am saying, and the strategic customers where the delivery on time to the customer, because at project sites they are arranging resources like cranes, equipment, so reaching material on time is a key factor for them to utilize their resources at their end. So that visibility has been given to the customers through the tracking on the similar platform. And in terms of export, when we are planning where the dynamics at global level are changing so much, the ocean freights, a lot of factors are there. Managing the exports is now a challenge to maintain your profits when a team with a lead time of 45 to 60 days booking an order, and I have to deliver after 60 days to that order. Then having that kind of efficiency in system, that what logistics cost has been taken care in the pricing model, that has to be kept maintained. We have to have our contracts like this, that there should not be the margin should not be eaten by the extra logistics burden which is supposed to happen these days a lot of. So these are 2-3 things we have done to keep our supply chain efficient and to face the challenges.
Good. I think to summarize the whole process, how we can enhance the manufacturing efficiency through supply chain planning is basically on considering the risk management strategy through how the planning is part is being taken care, how we can diversify our suppliers considering our vendor management system, and also to how the digital visibility in place so that at least we have not only internal but external factors also being considered. So that's all we have with discussion. I think if any questions are there, we can take it 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, we'll take it after the session during the break. Thank you.